Hey Vibe Leaders, how you doing today? This is your weekly video for the Vibe Leader Facebook page. This week first, let me just do a couple of like functional announcement kind of things. The biggest thing is that Augustus and Steve Jackson are going to be experimenting with our setup again. We're going to be putting the stage in the center of the room and having the curtains go on the edges. And again, I want to know what you guys think about the setups. The idea is that we just want to look at the flow of the room and figure out like what works best as far as keeping the noise down and just organizing the kids and stuff like that. The flow of the day will be the same as it usually is, and just a heads up, probably within a couple of weeks here, I'm going to be changing the way that we do our ticket reward system. What we're going to look at doing is something that I've seen done before, and that's having people give out tickets throughout the day, have the kids write their names on them and put them in a big jar. And then every week we have them draw names out of the jar, and then whoever's name is on the ticket gets to draw like a big prize. I found that to be really motivating, and we might try to replace the store concept with that. So we'll talk about more of that as it comes up. Let's see. So as far as this week, here's what we're going through. Is the story of when Mary was pregnant with Jesus, and she went to visit Elizabeth, and it's an amazing story, just of how God's promises come true, of how his ways don't really fit into the typical way that we would think they should. You see how Mary wasn't married yet; she was pregnant. Her life situation wouldn't seem to be ideal for bringing the Son of God into the world. But once again, as we saw a couple weeks ago, is God uses people to do his amazing work. And he uses them in situations that don't seem perfect. And again, all of this just sums up to show just how far beyond us, how far beyond our understanding his ways are. And that's kind of where we want to get to with the lessons this week. So, as always, thank you so much for your time, for your energy that you spend with these kids. The principles that we're going through, the lessons they're learning, the gospel truth that you are communicating to them because you are their pastors. These things are bearing fruit in the future. And this Sunday before our huddles, I've got a couple stories that I've been collecting that I just want to encourage you with, to know that what you're doing is bearing fruit with children that who have been in Vibe before, and that should just we shouldn't sit around and pat ourselves on the back, but we can celebrate when the work that we're doing is being used by God to bear fruit in other people. It's amazing. So thank you, I love you, and I will see you Sunday.